This is the first generation that will not live as long as their parents did. Why? Because the cultural norms have gotten so out of whack, they're killing off Americans prematurely. Now, we do a lot of surveys to find out what students think about our health center. Let me just speed through this because you're going to have to trust me. We provide really good care. 100% of the students say their expectations were met. 98% of the students say they would recommend our service to their friends. But see, the problem is this. These are pictures from a website about college humor. There are students who think this is funny. They think when you find a person incapacitated, you should draw on their body, put them in an unusual position, or put something in one of their orifices. Every one of those pictures depicts a medical emergency, and it could have been another Sam Spady, and some of them could have been. Now imagine that woman in the lower right. She comes into the health service, and she says, "I think I might have had sex last night." And we say, "What makes you think that?" And she says, "Well, I woke up in the morning and I didn't have any clothes on and I'm kind of sore." This happens in Stevens Point. Now, any student who's going out to experiment with alcohol needs to take some friends with them who are going to be sober enough to recognize that this is a medical emergency. You need to call 911 right away. Please start changing the cultural norm. See what's happening? This is the norm in Wisconsin. How many have ever seen this little catalog? You get it in airplanes. It's called the Sky Mall. Right there on the cover is your buddy selling that fancy ladder. Yeah. But inside, you can buy a recliner that has a refrigerator in one arm and a drink holder in the other arm. Because you don't want to have to get up and walk all the way in that other room to get some refreshments. See, what's happened in our country, we're teaching our children well. My kids could recognize a McDonald's a mile away before they knew how to read. That is powerful marketing. Our proportions are going larger. The amount of time students spend sitting on their butt looking at things is going up. We are now seeing type 2 diabetes in college-age students, traditional college-age students. When I started medical school, we only saw that in people 60 and older. So what's happened to our country is this. I'm just about done, so I know I'm trying to beat on everyone equally here, including myself. But you see what's happening to the United States? This is even worse than that oil problem we have in the Gulf. This is an epidemic of unprecedented proportion. So, students, the ball is in your court on this. Do you want to be the first generation that dies quicker than their parents' generation? Do you think that's a sign of progress? Is it a sign of success? I don't think so. But it's up to you. You already have the facts. But remember, facts will not save your life. Facts will not prevent a lot of preventable things. It's behaviors that are important. So I'm going to end with a poem. The poem goes like this. I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. I'd rather one would walk with me than merely show the way. The eye's a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Fine counsel is confusing, but example's always clear. I soon can learn to do it, if you'll let me see it done. I can see your hands in action, but your tongue too fast may run. And the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. For I may misunderstand you and the high advice you give, but there's no misunderstanding how you act and how you live. I want you to live well, and I'll be down in the resource room so we can chat.